friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about HTML forms. My name is Faith. Please do well to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you for always watching my tutorials. Alright, let's get into it. Now, HTML forms, I'll be talking while I create the file we're going to use. Forms are used to collect information from users. That is why when you register on a platform, you can see that your information are some information are being collected from you. These information are usually sent to a server somewhere where they can be saved. They are stored there so that the next time you come into that platform, you can register and it will identify the details that you have brought. If they're correct, then you can log in. Forms are used for so many things. So also you can just to collect data from users basically. So anytime you want to collect information, you use a form. All right, so the form has attributes. The form attributes for it in itself is the container for the form, so it begins with form. Now this form action is an attribute for the form, which tells us when you hit the submit button from your form, what do you want that where do you want the information received to go to, how do you want the form to be treated. So that's what the action is used for. Whether you want it to go somewhere, you put the link to that place there. When you want it to save or whatever you want it to do, you put that link there. So this is for the action. Now let's go into the form. So form has the label and the input attribute. The input, first of all, attributes is what we use to identify the kind of form we are creating. So it tells us the input type, tells us the type of inputs we are collecting. Is it a text input? Is it email input? Is it data? Date, month? Is it a file like image or PDF or docs? What type of inputs do you want to collect? So here automatically it gives us form. So type is the mostly used attributes in forms. So here we have input type text. This can collect any kind of text data. Okay, let's see what this looks like first. We have saved this and let's go live. All right, so this is what it looks like. So you see, you can say you don't even know what to do. It's just an input, but it collects text. Even if you add numbers, it will still collect, but it will treat that number as a text. Okay, so now it takes text, but you see there are so many things wrong here. We don't know what do we, is it a name it wants? Is it first name, last name? Is it description? Is it summary? We don't know what we should do here. So this is where the label comes in. So we'll come back here and we add our label. So now label has a compulsory attribute called for. This for is what links your input to the label, is what tells your browser that this label belongs to this input and vice versa. This input belongs to this label. So for the for, we are going to call it first name. Now whatever you give to your label, you are going to give it again to your input, but it's going to be like as an ID. So we'll paste that here. So this is what is now linking this label to this input, telling our browser that this label belongs to this input using the for and the ID. You see they are the same. Now if we go back, refresh our page, it will save, Ctrl S to save. Okay, let's go back, refresh. What is wrong with our page? All right, let's go back here. Oh, sorry, I see we have not inputted the content here. First name. Okay, so we've not added it here. So this is the what is going to show on our browser. This is just the link, the for and the ID is just the link. So this is what will display there. So we have saved it now. We'll come back here. Okay, now we see we have our first name. So you know that you have to put your first name here. So we'll come back here. We can do this maybe. All right. So now if we add forms, input in forms, they are input elements are inline elements. If we should come here and add another label, for instance, and say last name, give it here, last name, come in here and say inputs, you see, okay, come back here, you see how it's displaying. So now we want this to be on a separate line. So we have learned about div and span in our last video. So you can go back to watch that. I'll put the description, the link in the description. So here we're going to add a div here. Let's move this guy into the div. Okay. So we can have a nice form, a well displayed form. Okay. So coming back here, you see now we have two different lines of form. So we can further style this, and okay, we're going into more of CSS here. We can say margin of 20 px, and let's see. So this has added a space. Okay, let's say margin bottom. We just want a space under it, so margin bottom. So here we have a space here. All right, so we can do the same for this next div. We can duplicate this div now. I hope this is clear, so go faster. So that is for the text attributes. Now another attribute to explore is the number attribute. So we can use this for phone to collect phone number. Okay, all right, so that is it. So you see here we cannot add a number on this one right now. I'm trying to type a number, but it won't go because we say number. It's unlike the one for text where you can have both number and text, but it will be treated all as not as text. But here you can't add any text at all. You can only add numbers. Okay, so we'll come back here and we will use a next attribute, next input, the type attributes. Next we're going to use the email, change this to email and email. I hope this is simple enough. All right, so now let's see if you add an email here. Let's say we remove this. Okay, let's add our button first. Let's add a submit button, so we can have a button here and say submit, but this won't do anything unless we add the type. Let's see. So we're going to add the button type, the attributes, and we're going to see we have the reset, the menu button. We're using submit, so button type submit. All right, so let's assume we've added name, okay, and number. Let's assume there is no ads here and you try to submit. You see it will tell you please include ads in the email address. Because we are using the type email, so it will not allow you to submit it without having a correct email format. So submit here, you can see you can actually submit it now when the information you are inputted they are correct. So we have other ones like the file. Let's say you want to add an image, you want to or upload, you want to submit an image or a file. What you use is, let's call this file, okay. Oh yeah, we missed something here. We missed our ID. This is last name. We missed our ID. This is phone. We missed our ID here. This is email. Alright, and this is, let's say, image file. Let's put this here. Okay, so to submit an image or to submit a document like PDF, docs, on any other document, you use the file. So Control S. When you come here, you see it say choose a file. This will now take you to, you can now select any image you want or any document you want for submission. Okay, so you see now when you click the submit, you see it doesn't show you anything, but if you add value to this, if you add value and the value attribute, and you say you want the value for name, for, okay, we're on phone to be value for first name, whatever you put in the value, that's what will be stored. So we don't really put value, but because we're not, there's no back end to this, just want to view the, be able to view the content of our form, we're going to use the value. So value here, when I say value fade, so whatever I submit here is going to show me this as my value. So last name, phone, email, then that's it. We'll save this. You see, it has automatically added those values. So when we hit the submit button, so this, you see it's not resetting just like the other one because we have already given it the value, given this the value. So basically this is how you create a form in HTML. You can explore other form attributes like the radio button, the check button. They have the radio, they have the check, they have um lots of other, the date, time, and the others. Okay, let's just say dates here. Let's see how that works. Let's say DOB. Either you use date or you use months, whichever one. Let's try dates first. Okay, so here you see, now you can click on this, it gives you this calendar. This is how Chrome displays its own. You can choose here, you can switch here, choose different years. Okay, then you can choose month and you can choose day. So that's it. So that's it for form. To find out more about form, you can look up W3 schools on the HTML forms to learn about other kinds, other form types. But these are basically the ones that you use all the time: the file, the dates, the email, phone. These are the common ones to use. You can also try out for an assignment. You can also try out the radio and the check buttons, the check input type. All right, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Bye.